It's about the Maya, which is a group of Native Americans who live in kind of Mesoamerica, in the Yucatan, in Mexico, and in Chiapas, and also in the countries of Guatemala and Honduras and El Salvador. But there's also an element to understanding the Maya. And let me just say that the Maya have an ancient history, and they built pyramids and temples, and they had incredible achievements early on, as well as continuing to live today. But there's an understanding how we understand the Maya, because people that study the Maya are archaeologists, certainly digging up the ruins, anthropologists looking at the people of today, historians looking at history, art historians looking at the art, paleobotanists looking at fossil seeds to see how they worked, paleoastronomers looking at what the heavens used to be like. And there's all kinds of disciplines, and every single discipline comes at it from a slightly different angle. So you begin to realize that we aren't going to understand the Maya except from the perspective of some discipline or some question that we're asking. So it's really about how knowledge is produced, and it pulls together just an incredible amount of material. In 1976, I had a sabbatical, and I was driving down to Guatemala. Guatemala had an earthquake, and they asked that nobody come into the country at the time, so I turned left and went to Yucatan, where I found a wonderful place to live and write. And I realized after I'd been there for several months that this would be a wonderful place to have a student trip. And so I set up a student trip that lasted for the month of January, and we would go down and we would study Yucatecan culture, which included the ancient Maya culture and the present day Maya culture and Mexican culture and so forth. And in the process, that was 1976, I kept on doing this, and I kept on learning more and more and more about the Maya. I got friends who were Maya. I ended up with such good friends that I have godchildren who are Maya, and just so when I was setting up an E&D section, it made a lot of sense to have something on the Maya, because I had 25 years of experience working down there and doing research projects and knowing them. So I realized it was the Maya. But then in conversations with people in E&D, I realized that instead of just doing who are the Maya, looking at how we know the Maya would really meet the goals of E&D much, much better. So it was a way that I could teach about something I love. And at one of the points in my stays down there, I had a couple of grants where I filmed back in the 1980s. So I have all these films, and I turned some of them films into programs for classroom use, and others I just have the raw footage. But that was a way that I could kind of bring the students right down there with me, and they could see me and my students and my other faculty members and so forth, and our Mexican friends as we explored the Maya. And I think that's really an important part of the whole experience. And the other thing is that the Maya have been fascinating to people. National Geographic regularly runs articles of the Maya. Public television has shows on the Maya. So there are scholars from all over, and there's just lots and lots of resources as we look at the Maya. So anyway, that's how I came to think about it. Well, students don't have to bring a lot to this, but the one thing I hope they bring is enthusiasm. That is a real interest in learning about the Maya and about learning to meet the goals of E&D, an interest in writing certainly, and also a desire to learn how to do a research paper, because the way we set up the course is we'll look and see what the Maya thought about themselves back in the 16th century. We'll look at how the Spanish who came thought about them. We'll look at how explorers looked at them, how archaeologists. But the last view we have is your view. So you have to end up doing a research paper and finding out something about the Maya that you can share with other people. As long as you want to learn all those, and you want to learn the skills of doing a research paper, of digging up the answer to a question that you're interested in, that's all. And we'll have a great time.